Hello, uh, dear students. My name is Vachaspati and my surname is Bimali. Vachaspati Bimali is my full name. Originally, I am from Japa, Nepal. By profession, I am an IELTS instructor. Today, I am going to conduct your IELTS speaking mock test. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to ask you few questions from part 1 and one questions from part 2 and few questions from part 3. Anyway, what's your name?
My first name is Vinisha and my surname is Shrestha. Just you can call me by my first name Vinisha.
Very good. Where are you from?
I am from Soyamduna, but I am originally belongs to Sindhupaljo, which is a such a amazing and picturesque village.
Okay. Now let me ask you few questions in IELTS speaking part 1. Number one question is, do you prefer to wake up early in the morning or wake up late in the morning? Why?
Usually, I prefer wake up early in the morning. Whenever I am a student and I go to the school, I prefer wake up early in the morning, Sunday to Friday, because in this time I am going to my school. But Saturday and holiday, I prefer wake up late, because in this time my body want more sleeps, and I feel very tired, so this time I sleep in the late.
I'm writing feedback. I need time. Yeah. Question number 2. Okay. What do you usually do in your free time?
I do. I like do numerous tasks in my free time. Firstly, I like reading book, and secondly, I like scroll social media. In social media, I am text with my friend and conversation with my parents who are far away from me.
Very good. 3. How often do you use public transportation?
Usually, I am use public transportation many times, because I am a student, and I go to the school, and my school is far away from my home. In this time, I usually use public transportation, and I am living in the city. In the city, public transportation is very very good, and there are many electric vehicles are in city.
Okay. Question number 4. Do you like reading books? Why or why not?
Honestly, I like reading book. There are numerous books for reading, but I prefer historical and English lecture, because English lecture books, it is not essential for me, because it helps me to increase my English vocabulary skill and grammatical structure, and like
Okay. Have you ever tried learning a new skill? What was it?
uh, is I I am tired learning a skill, which is skill is
Have you ever tried learning a new skill? New skill, what was it?
I am a tired learning a skill, which is when I was read in class 10. In this time,
Okay. Let me ask you our last questions. Okay. Do you prefer to live in a big city or in a small village?
I usually prefer live in a big city because there are numerous facility are provided in city. Uh, there is a good education facility and we can easily find job which is related to our education and skill oriented. And in the city side health facility is good than countryside. uh, However, it is a crowded, congested, and mm, and polluted in city.
Okay. Now, Vinisha, I'm going to provide you feedback. Okay. When you started giving your introduction, you spoke very well. There is no negative comment. But one, instead of saying I belong to Kathmandu, Nepal, you said I belongs to Kathmandu, Nepal. I have recorded your voice. You can listen that too. Okay. You should say I belong to Kathmandu, Nepal. You said I belongs. Okay. You said I am belongs, which is completely wrong. And question number two, okay, okay. When you were giving answers, you spoke very well. There is no negative comment. Okay, there was a good logic. Okay, and okay, and but one mistake what you have made, whenever you have to express daily activities, you should use simple present tense. uh, I go to school every day. My school is far away from my hometown, from my house. It takes nearly 2 hours to reach there. I usually go there by public transportations. But you said I am going, which is wrong. Okay, to express your habits, routines, okay, and daily activities, you should use simple present tense. But you use present continuous tense, which is blunder. Okay. Next, when I was asking question number, okay, okay, how often do you use public transportations? Okay, you use lexical resources nicely, like memorials, very good. And firstly, secondly, it was good connectors. Firstly and secondly, good connectors. You use connectors very nicely. And question number next, okay, okay. So I'm used. How often do you use? Okay, I use public transportations often. You said okay. I'm living. And another things you said I'm living in the city. If you have to express your habits, the place you live permanently, okay, in the place you live permanently, you have to use simple present tense like I live in Kathmandu. You cannot say I'm living in Kathmandu. Okay, if foreigners can say I'm staying in Kathmandu. Okay, if you are in Kathmandu for a long time, if you have been living in Kathmandu for a long time, you should say I live in Kathmandu. You said I'm living in Kathmandu, which is blunder. And next, question number 4. Do you like reading books? Why or why not? You used numerous word many times. Instead of numerous, you could have used several, many. Okay? So repetitions, you should avoid repeating the same word. In IELTS speaking, part 1, part 2 and part 3, it can create very negative impressions to the examiner. You have to show wide range of vocabulary. Next, when I was asking you questions, have you ever tried learning a new skill? What was it? Okay. So here, if you have to talk about the past, you have to say at that time. You said in okay. You say in this time, which is not good. At that time, you have to express everything using past tense. And question number 6, okay, when I ask you questions, do you prefer to live in a village area or in a city area? Whenever you get all questions in IELTS speaking part 1, So what I mean here, in order to extend your answer, you have to speak on both sides. In IELTS exam, speaking exam, no need to tell the truth. You can tell lie to the examiner. Well, sometimes I love to live in urban areas, and once in a while I love to live in city area. There are so many reasons why I love to dwell in city area. Firstly, it provides us numerous opportunities such as healthcare facilities, educational facilities. On the contrary, once in a blue moon, I love to stay in village area, as there we can get fresh air. Okay, and the relationship between people in village area is very friendly, warm. They shower respect to each other. Villagers are not as selfish as city dwellers are. These are the reasons sometimes I love to stay in village area too. Whenever you get odd questions, you have to speak on both sides. Okay, Benisha?
Okay.
Okay. Okay? Okay, Benisha. Now we are okay for this here. For this, I would like to give you 5.5 for part one, and overall I will give you overall score. I will give you after few seconds, few minutes. Okay. Now, question number two. You can write the soft topics. Here is the topic. Can you see it? Okay. Describe a time when you help someone. You can look the topic if you wish. Now you have to start speaking.
Today I would like to talk about time when I helped someone. In last holiday, I was travel in the public bus. In this time, I was meet someone who is unknown guys, who looks like my grandparents. He lost his wallet during uh, traveling time, and I meet him. He he told me I lost my wallet. Can you help me? And I said okay. And this time he told me I lost my wallet and I don't have money uh, for paid transportation cost. And I told him I can give you I can give you money for pay your transportation cost. And he's he's very mm, I, mm, I help he because he's alone at home. And this area he's first travel in the bus. um, I I help him in this time. I feel very proud. And he gave me blessing. And he is mm, he said to me thanks for help.
Okay, Vinisha, I would like to give you feedback. When you started speaking, you were using tense very properly, but somewhere you made a mistake. Uh, Again, you said in this time, you had to say at that time, and you said eat meat. You were talking about the past. You had to say met. Okay. And again, you said at this time, at that time, you are talking about the past event. Okay. So what the question was, describe a time when you helped someone. You should say when you helped, S-E-L-P-E-D, past tense. And you had to describe everything using past tense, because you are not talking about the present tense. Okay? There was a guy whom you helped. It means you have to use everything in past tense, but in many places you use simple present tense, like at this time. You had to say at that time. and you were lacking confidence. You were not speaking confidently. Okay, you were searching the answer. You were looking maximum times to the questions, which is not good. You can have a cursory look. You can look just for a few seconds only. You can look your answer, the answers you have generated, the subtopics you have generated, you can look in, but for a few seconds only. After that, you should speak in moderate pace. You don't have to speak English very fast. You don't have to speak English very slowly. You have to speak in moderate pace. Moderate. Moderate means neither fast nor slowly. And pace, pace means movement. And you were lacking confidence. You were not speaking very confidently. So I could see nervousness on your face, which can create very negative impressions to the examiner. Next, and again you said he is alone. So when I met him at that time, he was not with his bosom friends and with his relatives. He was completely alone. And at that time, I thought it was my duty to help that stranger. You said he is alone, which is he is alone. You have to use past tense here. And okay, again you said, okay, feel proud. Okay, after helping him, I felt immense happiness. I felt proud. Okay, you said again, feel proud. Okay, you have to use tense very properly. Whenever you get questions based on simple past tense and Ielts speaking part 2, there is a method called PPF method. P stands for past, okay? P stands for present, and F stands for future. For example, describe a person when you help someone, you should say who the person was. Who the person was. Speak on this topic at least for 20 seconds. And what help you give. Speak on this topic for 20 seconds. Why you help them. Speak on this topic for 20 seconds. How you felt about it. Speak on this topic for 20 seconds. And at last use future tense. I wholeheartedly recommend to all my bosom friends and kith and kin to provide assistance to the needy people whenever you encounter them, either on the way or wherever you encounter them. So help them because you have humanitarian relationship with them. In this way you have to speak. Let me give you example. Who the person was? Well, I don't vividly remember to how many persons I helped in the past, but now I would like to speak about the guy whom I helped nearly 6 months ago when I was traveling to Pokhara. Pokhara, which is one of the picturesque and beautiful cities in Nepal, and it is known as vibrant city. So what happened there? When I was traveling there on foot, all of a sudden one motorcyclist was coming there. He was in a great speed. All of a sudden he fell down on the floor. Even though that guy was completely stranger for me, what I did, I went closer to him, and I took him and I gave phone call to the taxi number. There was some taxis, and I gave call and I called the taxi, and immediately I took him to the one of the well-equipped hospitals of Pokhara. And what I did, even that at that time I didn't have enough money, I gave phone call to my wealthiest uncle in my family, paternal uncle. I mean, he has multiple business, and I simply requested him to transfer $5,000 in my bank account, and he did so. And after that, I admitted him in the hospital. The doctor did good treatment, and when he became healthy and hearty, fit and fine, he expressed thankfulness to me. I helped him because it was my duty to provide assistance at that kind of critical conditions. I did it out of love and out of humanitarian feelings. This is how you should speak. Okay, you have to speak a bit fast. Okay, but you should not speak extremely fast. Okay, otherwise you will forget some points. Speak on the topic. Use wide range of vocabulary. Okay, you have to be imaginative. Okay, and what help you give. Okay, I will spoken. Why you help them? and how you felt about it. Okay, after helping him, I felt as if I was in heaven because of what? Happiness. I truly believe in religion. The more you help to needy people, the more God will be happier with you, and in return God will give you something more that you need in your life. And after that, okay, I got the visa of America. It might be because I'm not pretty sure I had helped that unknown guy. Might be Jesus Christ was happy with me and he granted me visa of America, and I headed to my dreamland like this. Okay, you have to speak clearly. Okay, here I don't like to give you good marks. Here you deserve to get 4 scores only. Okay. Now we have how much time? Yeah, yeah. Now okay. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you 4 questions only, part 3. Okay. Why do people help others?
In my opinion, people help other because it is their humanities, and people help to other uh, because
Okay. Now next topic. Do you think people today are less willing to help others than in the past?
is it is so tricky questions. In my opinion, people are very in my opinion people are very busy in this time for their personal work, and they are busy their study, and they are think about only their personal tasks. They don't want to help other people.
Okay. Now. Okay. Now, have you ever received help from a stranger?
Is when I was a child, and that time I went to school, and I went to my bosom friends, and that time I miss my I miss the uh, I miss mm, I miss the my way, and that time I I met one uh, unknown guy, and he helped to me. Uh, he helped to me.
Okay. Number 4, last questions. How can schools and workplaces encourage people to help each other?
Sir, I do not
How
understand.
can schools and workplaces encourage people to help each other?
In the school and workplace, there are help.
Okay. Now let me ask you next questions. So, what are the key factors that contribute to live a happy married life? What are the key factors that contribute to live a happy married life? What are the key factors that contribute to live a happy married life? Okay, now Binisha, we are in the end of Ielts speaking part 2. So here, now when I was asking you why do people help others, when there is why questions, okay, use the connectors, firstly, secondly, thirdly and finally. Okay, people provide assistance to others because of number of reasons. Firstly, they want to be appreciated by others. Secondly, after helping someone, okay, they expect they will also help you in the days to come. Thirdly, they help other people because of what? Humanitarian feelings. Okay, like this. Why do people help? Okay, and always we have to give example. For example, one of my intimate friends who always used to go to charitable organizations where he could find senior citizens. What did he used to do? He used to wash their clothes and he used to cook exuberant food items for them so that he could help them. So why did he used to do? In order to feel satisfactions and what? Relaxations. In order to feel happy, in order to know what the happiness is. He used to go to charitable organizations and he used to help especially to elderly people. Always in IELTS speaking part 3, you have to paraphrase the questions and you have to give two reasons and you have to give examples. Okay, but you did not. You have to do it. I have sent you many questions. Prepare all the questions, especially prepare 500 questions for IELTS speaking part 3, 500 questions for IELTS speaking part 1. Read all questions intensively and extensively. Read one questions 10 times, accumulate thoughts and start speaking very naturally. You have to speak English like British and American people. You are speaking very slowly and you did not give reasons. You did not give examples, which is not good. And next, when I was asking, do you think people today are less willing to help others than in the past? Okay, so do you think, it's the opinion questions, as my knowledge is concerned, to my knowledge, from my perspective, in my opinion, I suppose, like these kinds of expressions you have to use. From my perspective, people have become very, very self-centered these days. People are running out of money. People have become extremely materialistic. Okay, they leave no stone unturned to accumulate material things such as magnificent buildings. They want to erect hospitals and they want to make as much as money in short span of time. As a result, they don't have time to spare with needy people. But in the past, people who were religious, they were people who were religious, selfless and benevolent. They used to think for the prosperity and happiness of other people, but the situation has been changed. For example, in the past, there were few enlightened people like Lord Buddha, Jesus Christ, Guru Nanak, and who always helped to the needy people. But today, people have become extremely self-centered. Okay, they don't give priority to the needs of other people. Like this, you have to speak, but you didn't speak. Anyway, yeah. Have you ever, next question when I was asking, have you ever received help from a stranger? Okay, and one most important thing in IELTS exam, you don't have to tell the truth. You can tell lie to your examiner. Okay, they will not send police personnel whether this guy is speaking truth or not. You can tell lie to the examiner. Have you ever received help from a stranger? You can imagine and speak on any topic. Yes, I vividly remember. It's nearly 3 years ago. One guy helped me a lot who was completely stranger for me. What happened at that time? I was traveling to Pokhara, and when I was traveling on a bus, I didn't know one of the pickpockets stole my wallet. And at that time, I became very penniless, and I didn't have money even to have food. So I expressed my problem to one of the guys who was just sitting next to me, and he said to me, "Don't worry, sister, I will help you a lot." And what he did, even at that time he didn't have money. He had ATM card only. Just he got up the bus and he took me to the ATM and he provided me 10,000 rupees, which I can never forget till the last breath of my life. He did that commendable job in order to help me. Like this you have to speak. Okay? Okay. Now, and when I was asking last questions, what are the key factors that contribute to a happy married life? What are the key factors that contribute to a happy married life? Well, there are essential factors which help to live a cheerful conjugal life. Happy, cheerful, married, conjugal. Well, there are so many essential factors which helps to live happy conjugal life. Firstly, wife should shower extraordinary respect to her honey husband. Okay? Similarly, husband should give due respect to his wife and he should help her in every sorrowful situation. Like this, you have to speak. Secondly, wife should show affections to the members of to the husband's family member, like her brother-in-law or sister-in-law. Okay, and she should treat husband parents as if they are her own parents. Like this, you have to give what content. You have to speak on the topic, and you can give example. Okay, well, one of my elder sisters got married 2 years ago, and her husband is living moment to moment because he got the wife of his choice. What my sister did, okay, she always cook exuberant food items for her father-in-law and mother-in-law, and she always treated respectfully to her brother-in-law. As a result, okay, her in-laws started showering her inexpressible respect, unfathomable respect. Always you have to give examples. You can tell lie to your examiner, but you should show your linguistic skill. Am I showing my linguistic skill? Yes or no? Am I showing my linguistic skill? I am showing my linguistic skills in order to lie to the examiner. You can tell lie to the examiner. So you have to use wide range of vocabulary. You have to use linking words. Therefore, similarly, on the contrary, even though, although, though, despite, in spite of, firstly, secondly, thirdly, okay, and you have to give reasons. You have to give examples. In part 3, you have to speak a lot. In part 3 is called what? Part 3 is called what? Part 3 is called discussion topic. Here you have to give longer answers, but you get very, very short answers, which is not good. Anyway, Vinisha, here you deserve to get 4 only. Okay. So, okay. Here, overall score in IELTS speaking, here I would like to give you 5.5, which is not good. You can score better, but you have to practice a lot. Now, there is another girl